How is it that Shishupal became liberated? Shishupal was a bad person, and many good persons, elevated persons, exalted persons, they strive for many, many, many years, some for many, many, many lifetimes, to achieve liberation, and still don't achieve liberation. And this bad person achieved liberation. We saw it. He merged into the body of Krishna, who's seated on the elevated seat over there. And how did this happen? And then the canto is an answer to that question. The answer is, when one's mind is absorbed in thought of Krishna, one goes to Krishna. When your mind is absorbed in thought of Krishna, you go to Krishna. And Shishupal was absorbed in thought of Krishna. So he achieved liberation. And, the kind of liberation he achieved is not sought by Vaishnavas, but the same principle, the absorption of the mana, absorbing the mind in Krishna. Madgatena antaratmana, absorbing the mind in Krishna. So he was unfavorable, and Narada goes so far as to say that one is gripped with fear, like Kamsa was afraid of Krishna, or one is envious and absorbed in bad thoughts about someone. The mind is very easily absorbed. The narrating the story of Prahlad is to describe someone who always thinking of Krishna. So we were reading this morning about that from an earlier chapter. So we'll just continue. So Narada Muni is describing to Yudhisthira the story of Prahlad. The Lord Nrsingadev appeared. Lord Nrsingadev finished Hiranyakashipu. Everyone standing around the demigods. Long chapter 8. Demigod after demigod after demigod after demigod, according to their relationship with Lord Vishnu. They offer their prayers, and he's still angry. Like really angry. The demigods headed by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and other great demigods dared not come forward before the Lord, who at that time was extremely angry. Purport. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung in his Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane, or anger, Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Anger should be used to punish a demon who is envious of devotees. In his Prema Bhakti Chandrika, one of the messages is everything has its place in service to Krishna. Anger has its place. Bhakta Dveshi, those who are averse to bhaktas. Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Krodha. Anger should be used for such persons. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada, and Matsarja, lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy all have their proper use for the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotee. A devotee of the Lord cannot tolerate blasphemy of the Lord or his other devotees, and the Lord also cannot tolerate blasphemy of a devotee. Thus, Lord Nrsingadev was so very angry that the great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, and even the goddess of fortune, who was the Lord's constant companion, could not pacify him, even after offering prayers of glorification and praise. no one was able to pacify the Lord in his anger. But because the Lord was willing to exhibit his affection for Prahlada Maharaj, all the demigods and the others present before the Lord pushed Prahlada Maharaj forward to pacify Lord Nrsingadev. Text 2. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Ji, was requested to go before the Lord by all the demigods present, who, because of fear, could not do so. But even she had never seen such a wonderful and extraordinary form of the Lord, and thus she could not approach him. Let's see if it says here in the commentary. It doesn't say in the commentary. Well, in some of our Acharya's commentaries, it says, actually, she had seen the form before, because she is the Lord's eternal consort, and this is one of his eternal forms. And in the Vaikuntha realm, there's a planet where he has this form, and she's seen the form. And also in this world, Nrsingadev appears from time to time. She's there. She's seen this form. But Yogamaya was working in such a way, she was thinking, I've never seen this form before and I'm afraid. That's one of our acharyas explaining like that. Purport: the Lord has unlimited forms and bodily features, Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadam, and Antarupam. These are all situated in Vaikuntha, yet Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, being inspired by Leela Shakti, could not appreciate this unprecedented form of the Lord. In this regard, Srila Madhvacharya recites the following verses from Brahmanda Purana, gives the Sanskrit. In other words, for the common men, the form of the Lord as Nrsingadev is certainly unseen and wonderful. But for a devotee like Prahlada Maharaj, such a fearsome form of the Lord is not at all extraordinary. By the grace of the Lord, a devotee can very easily understand how the Lord can appear in any form he likes. Therefore, the devotee is never afraid of such a form. Because of special favor bestowed upon Prahlada Maharaj, he remained silent and unafraid, even though all the demigods, including even Lakshmi Devi, were afraid of Lord Nrsingadev. Quoting a verse from the 6th canto, Narayana parasarve nakuchaschana bibyati. Not only is a pure devotee of Narayana like Prahlada Maharaj unafraid of any dangerous condition of material life, but also, if the Lord appears to mitigate the fear of a devotee, the devotee maintains his status of fearlessness. I remember when